Cartoon character Porky Pig, Box Office Bites, closes off this episode by saying,
"That's all, folks."
But wait, here's some more movie trailers to stream, download, or watch while you stay safe and healthy at home.
A life less ordinary.
Guns? We have guns.
This is about becoming legends.
If she makes it to the leads, she might have a chance.
Why is she stopping? Why is she stopping? Kara, wake up! Wake up!
They have to know what this place does.
I don't know! You're lying!
Look,
What is that?
a message.
We never leave each other. Nothing separates us.
We're connected to something bigger.
Oh no. We're here for a reason.
I can't change your past. I can offer you something more important. A home.
You already called off one wedding.
Yours!
You should be with someone who is sure that you're the only choice for him.
We should get some sleep.
No, take the couch.
Night. I can't believe you weren't going to say anything.
Speechless.
Back to you. Back to you. Back to you.
I've turned a blind eye to plenty. I have to do this.
That machine of yours, how close can you get before the illusion's broken?
You're going on a journey. All you have to do is follow my voice.
This is CTV. Don't blink. Up next on CTV. This is CTV. Don't blink.
In the headlines tonight, Cheptegei powers to Olympic gold. Women dressing is provoking sexual offenders, says IGG Kamia. Landlords impound tenants' merchandise as arrears pile up. Uganda petitions the East African Court. Another gold in the bag, and Uganda is smiling. Good evening and welcome to CTV PM Edition. My name is Melissa Mboha, and joining me on sign interpretation is Isaac Luchamuzi. On to our top story of the night. From the disappointment over silver to gold in barely a week, Joshua Cheptegei and his Olympic dream with gold in 10,000 meters. We take you through how this was sealed.
The world record holder becomes the Olympic champion at last.
At the gun, Cheptegei's intent was clear, taking control of the race.
Craved for years, so many runs, so many thousands of kilometers.
Along with compatriot Jacob Kiplimo, the two had the pack in control and at times swapped to lead the cast.
Here, and just a quick.
With the laps winding up, competition rose to the fore.
This is going to be an electric last 500 meters.
Unlike 10,000 meters, when he was tied up, he took charge at the front and never let go.
Adi Rutter, a renowned coach from the Netherlands, working with a good number of endurance athletes. He has traveled in 93 countries and is currently leading an endurance program in Kapchorwa. He's ranked first in the world ranking in both 10,000 meters at 1,407 and 5,000 meters at 1,360. In 2020, he became only the 10th man to hold the 5,000 and 10,000 meter record concurrently. In 2018, he set a record for the 15-kilometer road race. And in August 2020, in the Diamond League at Monaco, he set a new world record at 5,000 meters at 12 minutes 35.36 seconds, which was set under his stride. In doing that, he has rewritten a 16-year-old record set by Ethiopia's legend Kenenisa Bekele. In his previous top finishes in the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, he came second and won a silver, a mark that he has bettered today. And in 2019 at the World Championships in Doha, he had a first position in the 10,000 meter race. In the 2019 World Cross Champs in the 10-kilometer Aarhus, Denmark, he got first position. And in 2018 at the Commonwealth Games at the Gold Coast, he also participated that in the 5,000 meter. In the 2017 World Championship in London in the 10,000 meter, he participated in that as well as the 2014 World Junior Championships 10,000 meter. His personal best has been 1,500 meters at the Mandela National Stadium, and he had a time of 3 minutes 37.36 seconds. And then in Kampala, he had a 3,000 meter record in Metski Stadium in Ostrava, and that was 7 minutes 33.2 seconds. In the 2 miles, that's Cobb Track and Angel Field in the USA, he also performed in that. And in the 5,000 meter race, he had 12 minutes 35.36 seconds in Monaco. So a lot more from the man of the hour. We definitely congratulate him on his win. Moving on, we have a few Twitter reactions coming in. Of course, naturally, Ugandans and other fans have showered him with a lot of compliments. And a look at some reactions on Twitter. We have the First Lady, Janet Museveni, who has posted these photos showing her excitement at the win. Her spirit was clearly in Tokyo. The police chief has congratulated the golden Cheptegei, just like Chemutai is a police officer. Journalists Nancy Kachungira remind us of the exemplary work Cheptegei is doing in his community. Sport journalist Asha Komugisha has used her international feed to brag about Cheptegei's achievements. And finally, cartoonist Ogon uses the moment to market Uganda's wildlife endowments. while also mimicking Cheptegei's victory as he stood on the podium earlier today. A proud moment indeed. Moving on, tenants are crying foul. After months away, traders have returned with inflated rent arrears, and landlords are not willing to listen to their plight and have held on to their fortune. Eve Masawi caught up with some.
When the camera pans around Pentagon Plaza, noticeable sight is shops under seal. Peter Waswa is a trader here. His shop, PC392, was under lock and key for 4 hours, I observed.
I'm looking for rent of 2 months to clear my shop so that they can unlock it or unseal it, because they sealed it in Pentagon. And I think when I get money and clear, I'm planning to leave the shop because I can no longer sustain it.
He says arrears keep on piling.
Some landlords, for example, Mr. Lubega, in case you exceed the date of payment or date of paying rent on his shop or building, you're supposed to be fined 150,000 as a must.
The claims are vast on a number of city arcades. Drake Lubega owns a string of buildings in the central business district. I posed this accusation from tenants. He deferred the feedback later. We've been talking to some of your tenants and they've been telling us...
I'm sorry, my friend, I'm busy. I'm in a meeting. Yes, I'm very busy. I'll call you later. I got your number, don't worry.
With options growing thin, Peter is looking outside.
If I go out of that city center and settle outside, you never know, I can start earning little as well. I'm not on much pressure as these people, because the biggest problem is rent in town.
That option too is not certain.
Wherever you move out of the town, you will lose customers. They no longer look for you when you're out of town, but because of what you know or what you expect, what you have according to your capital.
With many businesses like him in free fall, yet reopening has not eased those worries. Waswa says government intervention is the only redress.
From Pentagon Plaza, after failing to pay rent for 2 months, Waswa decided to move across the street to rent this particular spot for 600,000 shillings per month. Worse still, he couldn't survive here for so long because KCCA does not allow vendors on the streets. Eve Masawi, CTV, PM Edition.
Breastfeeding is not just a woman's duty. Minister of State for Youth and Children's Affairs, Sarah Mateke, has implored men to take part in the exercise. The remarks are the World Marks Breastfeeding. Now, tonight I am joined by Aloysius Magnot, who is a school health and nutrition coordinator for Save the Child. Welcome to PM Edition, sir.
Thank you.
My first question would be, seeing that you're in nutrition, have you ever recorded cases of children who have failed to grow because they're not being breastfed by their mothers?
Yes, there are cases of children who have failed to grow because their mothers have failed to breastfeed them. Many of these cases are discovered through history taking or diagnosis at the health facilities, and we receive several mothers who could have stopped breastfeeding either at 3 months or 2 months, or they did not complete the entire 6 months of exclusive breastfeeding. And so these are the challenges that mothers face, and the health workers have to encounter with this, but this does not stop that. It affects a child even at their later years in life, and also somehow it affects the productivity of the nation, because the brain capacity, which is an important attribute of these children, is not attained.
Well, talking of breastfeeding, how would you suggest breastfeeding mothers should juggle both work and same time breastfeeding? Because we know they get about 3 months of maternity leave. So how would you suggest they juggle this?
There are so many challenges, especially for the working mother and in the times of today, juggling between work and breastfeeding. But one of the most important things that we recommend workplaces is to give these mothers sufficient maternity leave. And also, like the Honorable Minister highlighted today, is that we need to advocate for an increase in maternity leave for mothers, maybe at least up to 6 months. Now, for these mothers who are breastfeeding up to 3 months, one of the things that they have to deal with is we teach at the health facilities, we teach them to express milk, and some of them see it as a challenge. Some of them are not aware that a mother can express this milk, keep it, which is safe up to 8 to 12 hours a day, and they can still give this milk to the child when they come back from work, or they can have safe places at work where they can always go and breastfeed their children to benefit from the breast milk. And we've seen the advantages of breast milk compared to other types of milk, and still it's the best milk that a child can get in the start of their life.
Well, thank you for that insightful conversation, sir. I will have to let you go for now. We are going on a short commercial break, but when we come back, we have more.
As we embark on a journey to realize our full potential, we all need expanded minds and limitless possibilities. We need to be accurately informed. CTV is your growth partner. With reliable, in-depth news, we tell the story from all perspectives. We bring you the story in real time. Catch our comprehensive daily bulletins in Juba Egolodie at 7 p.m. and PM edition at 9 p.m. CTV, don't blink.
Welcome back to CTV. My name is Melissa Mboha, and still on sign interpretation is Isaac Ruchamuzi. Now, the Inspector of Government, Betty Kamya, has warned women against indecent dressing. This was at the launch of a campaign targeting market vendors and taxi operators. The details.
Infernal. I therefore take the honor and privilege of launching this book and launching Project Sexual Harassment is the Real Inferno. Therefore, the need to mobilized.
Launching a new project entitled Sex Harassment is a Real Inferno, aimed at sensitizing the public on how to overcome a challenge, the newly appointed IGG Betty Kami was clear on the leading cause.
Thank you so much.
The pockets cited are marketplaces, taxi drivers, border riders, and institutions of learning. The public say the perpetuators are known.
When
they sensitized us, we also taught others how to behave well.
When you go to police to report a case of sexual harassment, when you're indecently dressed, police will not believe you. But when you're decently dressed, you will be believable.
Manner of dressing is a recipe.
Girls need to be educated on how to dress up decently. When they wear leggings, they seduce men to sexually harass them.
There are some women who seduce men because of their dressing.
So nange nyinza nganze odwevo obato ina mutima mugumu otende walirwa.
The Inspector General of Government warned women on the dress code.
Women emancipation organizations who mislead young girls that it is their right to dress as they want, and therefore nobody should say anything about how they dress. But that is irresponsible. If your dressing causes you to be raped, who will suffer the consequence? The man who rapes you may go to prison, may even be lynched and killed, but you are the one who has been raped. Even the Bible says, Luke chapter 17, verses 1 to 5, temptations will be there.
Kampala mayors present during the launch hope the project is a turning point.
It's all upon yourself, how you take yourself, how you respect yourself. The moment you respect yourself, you know your dress code is indecent, those are the consequences. But we stand here behind you, Madam Zainab, we're going to stand out to fight sexual harassment.
Sensitization is very key. Now in this period of lockdown, sensitization is very, very key to make our people strong in day-to-day activities.
Ramson Mhire, Chris Makula, PM Edition.
Speaking on Deputy President William Ruto's aborted visit to Uganda, Kenyan MPs are calling out the NRM record and a party as not a good example for a deputy president to borrow. A concerned citizen, Dr. Paul Bamtaze, has petitioned the East African Court of Justice on the conduct of the Kenyan legislators. Let's have a look.
On Tuesday, Kenya immigration officials blocked Kenyan Deputy President William Ruto from flying to Uganda, a second visit in less than a month. A number of legislators in Kenya were unkind, calling out Uganda's record.
While we do not wish to interfere with internal political arrangements in other countries, we equally want to state very categorically that we do not need to borrow from other countries' political habits, whose end results can only lead to chaos and backwardness of our country.
It follows Ruto-leaning MPs who say the deputy president was borrowing lessons. Today, Dr. Paul Bamtaze, a chief executive officer at East Africa Book of Records, through his lawyers in Subga KS and company advocates, has petitioned the Kenya government over the statements.
As much as Uganda is corrupt, it's at the same level with Kenya. So one cannot cast bad light against a member state with such utterances for members of parliament whom we would believe would show a better example that we are moving towards economic integration.
He labels the statement as ill-intended to the person of the president and chairperson of NRM.
You find that these statements, in a way, are demeaning, and they really portray Uganda as a country that is not worthy being an example.
Dr. Bamtaze demands East African Court to pronounce itself on the East African Community Protocol. The Kenyan Attorney General, listed as the respondent, now awaits filing a defense.
Court should come out and declare that such statements as uttered by those persons were unlawful, were illegal, and against principles of mutual cooperation, good governance, and democracy.
On Thursday, the government of Uganda, through the State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Okello Oryem, issued a statement denying interfering in Kenyan affairs. With all this, one would ask themselves if Uganda and Kenya are not drifting a diplomatic war after an incident involving the Vice President of Kenya, William Ruto. Flavia Ninkuze, CTV, PM Edition.
A look at news from across the region. Tanzania's Chadema leader has been sent back to prison, while in South Africa, former President Jacob Zuma has been hospitalized. The details.
The leader of Tanzania's main opposition party, Freeman Mbowe, has appeared in court today for the hearing of a case in which he faces 2 charges related to terrorism. Mbowe and 3 other Chadema party members have been sent back to prison until the 13th of August, when the case resumes. Police in Tanzania arrested a number of Chadema supporters on Thursday for protesting against the case adjournment. Mbowe served as a member of parliament for 15 years, 10 of which he was leader of opposition. Elsewhere, jailed former South African President Jacob Zuma has been admitted to hospital. A routine observation at the prison has prompted authorities to take Zuma to an outside hospital for further examination. This is according to a statement from the Correctional Services. But the Zuma Foundation says he has been admitted for an annual routine medical checkup. No need to be alarmed yet, the foundation said in a tweet. The 79-year-old is serving a 15-month sentence for defying constitutional court orders.
In our international news, vaccination is widely regarded as the answer to ending the global health pandemic caused by COVID-19. But vaccines are still being frowned upon by many due to misinformation about and doubts about their efficacy. Let's have a look.
After the early rush among older citizens for coronavirus vaccine, many countries continue to turn bribery to convince people to vaccinate. In France, the vaccination code is a new ticket to accessing leisure activities, including the museum and the cinemas. Sweden, Serbia, Canada, and the United States are offering cash incentives to war skeptics. One US state has taken offer with a $400,000 lottery prize, but Hong Kong probably takes the prize of offering enticing bribes. Winners in a lucky draw get a free apartment unit. Private companies have joined to draw to offer exclusive parties on brand new jets and unlimited dinner buffet for a year. Pakistan is taking the unconventional approach of cutting off the cell phone signal to those who refuse to get the job.
We have come to the end of tonight's edition. Thank you for staying tuned in with us, and thank you for keeping it CTV. My name is Melissa Mboha. Good night and be blessed.
This is CTV. Don't blink.